Cobra.
Coming up in this week's episode, we see what our club members have been up to, talk to Peter Montgomery about his build, show you where our next event will be, spend some time with cricket legend Henry Davids, tell you about the rarest Cobra of all, and as always, Megan will be giving something away to one lucky viewer. Welcome to King Cobra TV. Which one of these do you think is the right answer? How many original Cobras were ever built? 1,625, 998, or 427? Stick around, the answer to this question will be revealed at the end of the show. Let's see what our club members have been up to.
Lovely to be with Peter Montgomery today, new member of the club. Peter, I think you've been a member of our club for a couple of months. First of all, welcome to King Cobra TV show.
So, Henry, thanks very much. It's great fun to be a member of the club. Member number 200, which is like a fantastic number. I think been on a couple of fun runs with you, and it's been epic. Great members, great community. Love it.
Peter, with most guys buying their first Cobra, there's a couple of things they look for. Obviously, color. Secondly, the gearbox, auto or manual, and then obviously what kind of motor you run. What did you opt for?
So I've always been keen on getting a matte grey, white striped or cream striped with a light interior. V8 Ford, 30 whatever it is. I've got a 351 in mine now. I've got an automatic box. I was originally looking for a manual, but a 3-speed automatic, which is quite nicely married with it, is a good option, and I'm loving it.
A few seconds ago, you reminded me that you were actually the 200th member of the Cobra Club. Fantastic club with over 200 members and still growing. What does the club offer you in the sense of having more than just the Cobra and actually being part of the Cobra Club?
So, Hendrik, one of the things that's really obvious in this group is the wealth of knowledge that comes from all the members, willing to give their time and any information that's needed to make your car better or make the experience better. And also, the team is a family, and the club is a family. And I've seen how they look after each other when people are in need and are down and need support.
Peter, so because Cobra cars are very special to the individual who buys the car, a lot of cars have nicknames. For example, I've got a green Backdraft 427 car that's been featured on the show a couple of times, and my car's got two nicknames. The Kenny Eater and also the Kenny's number plate taker. Have your car got a special name?
So my car is called Jen Pen, and it's named after Jenny, my wife, that recently passed away. And And it's been done as a tribute. It's something we always wanted to do and have a hobby together. And it's actually really filled a really nice gap for her to be with me when I'm driving around in this car. And as a really good memory of her. So the club has filled a void that suddenly appeared in my life. I've got a whole pile of new friends. There's no distinction of who we are. We're all here for the same reason. We've got the same passion. And the advice that I've been getting and support has been insanely good. And I've been able to give some people some insight that have gone through the same thing that I've gone through. It's been really valuable being part of this club.
Peter, fantastic having you on our show. We look forward to sharing lots of miles with you in your fantastic car. And congratulations for being the 200th member of the club, and also congratulations for your new appointment as a committee member. We look forward to seeing you on the next run.
Yeah, Hendrik, it's going to be fantastic. And next year, epic runs planned.
The only thing we as Cobra owners are not scared of is the ever-increasing fuel price. We love to take our cars out for a run. We do club runs across the country. Please come and say hi. Come and see these cars in real life. And who knows, we might just take you for a spin. To have a look at our calendar, it's up next.
Come join us on the morning of the 26th of March at 1969 Pub and Bistro in Broederstroom. Bring your family and friends and come admire these beautiful cars up front. More details about the event on cobraclub.co.za.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's segment of Win with Megs.
Win with Megs.
This week I'm giving away something for our younger fans or your inner child. This is a model brick AC Cobra. Unfortunately, you have to build it yourself to see the end product with a minifigure. So to stand a chance to win this, all you need to do is SMS the words Carol Shelby to 071 156 8091. Good luck.
Coming up after the break, we talk to cricket legend Henry Davids and take him on a very special ride. And tell you more about the legendary Super Snakes.
Cobra. Cobra.
In this year, Carol Shelby turned 100, should have turned 100 if he was still alive. And it was apt for us to bring in somebody that knows something about hundreds, and nobody else than cricketer Henry Davids. Henry, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege.
Talking about your cricket history, everybody started somewhere. Most of us played cricket at school. It was one of the sports we could choose as a school kid, played rugby. Did you only do cricket, or did you also do the transformation from being a decent rugby player and an average cricket player to becoming a full-on cricket player?
Well, we played all different types of sports. You know, it's the sport we watched on TV, anything, rugby, soccer, cricket. But cricket was always the first love. I grew up in a cricket family, basically. But I had love for most sports.
So, Henry, the transformation from playing cricket on a school level, moving into the Springbok or the Protea side of things, how big is that transformation?
The transformation was immense, actually. You know, obviously going from a kid, going into professional cricket, and from there, international cricket. International cricket was about 10, 12 years. Just the intensity was big. Going from being a kid to a grown-up quickly. I had a great start. My start came through an injury. I think that is basically how most people get the gap in sport, in life, where something happens to someone.
So, Henry, as an avid Protea supporter, and you know, I played cricket at school, so I love the game. It's always fantastic to watch on TV when the guys play internationally, and then you can just imagine yourself as a cricketer traveling the world, and you know all the nice things that go with it. But still, you have to pitch up, you have to be in the middle, you have to have a decent average, you have to face bowlers like Slinger Malinga, you have to face Brett Lee, and that takes its toll, you know, I assume mentally and physically. But between these two worlds, from the leisure and the nice contracts and the earning money and traveling the world versus the graft that you put in, what would you say would be the best?
The traveling was the best, probably. Traveling places like India, the Caribbean, the West Indies, probably the best. You need to take one of these, ship it over to the Caribbean, go drive it on the islands. It is beautiful. The best place to play cricket when it comes to scenery, the people, wonderful people, they're passionate, they love the sport. There's always music in the background while you're playing. And then when you face a guy like Brett Lee, you face the person first because obviously there's Brett Lee. Everyone sees Brett Lee running in at you. But you also need to realize he's bowling 150 kilometers an hour, so you can get hurt as well. So that adrenaline, besides the cricket part, the sacrifice, people think it is a nice lifestyle, but you get to a stage where, especially you start with family, where it's tough. And the people outside don't see that, they just see the glamour. You traveling, you playing cricket, people earning good money. But I think the sacrifice regarding family time, time at home, time for yourself, people don't realize how tough it is on sportsmen, not only cricketers. I think all the sports around the world, where we now at this moment, now where we spectators and fans, we don't see that anymore. We don't understand what most sportsmen are going through when they're away from home and when they're struggling as well.
So what was the first car that you ever owned?
The first car I ever owned was a Ford Sapphire 1.6 litre, which I got from my dad for traveling. Not traveling, just traveling, but going to matches, going to training.
Henry, so now I want to know 3 cars. First of all, what is the car you currently drive? Secondly, if you won the lotto, what would be your ultimate car? And lastly, if you won the ultimate lotto, you could buy any custom car or have any custom car made. What car would it be and why would you say a Cobra?
That's a tough one. The current car that I'm driving is Audi A4 1.4. Nice little engine, nice turbo engine, very economical. I think in this day and age, you need to go economical when you drive a lot. If I win the lottery, the SA lottery, I'd buy a Mercedes 400 GLE, big cars, family-wise, and also probably the V250, which is the Mercedes bus, beautiful car. And like I said, it's more family-orientated, having small kids still. We do tend to travel a lot, so it's a very nice drive to Cape Town. If I win the big lottery, sports car, definitely. I'll go for the Mercedes AMG GT first, and then maybe one of these.
Henry, thank you very much for joining us on King Cobra TV. As a token of our appreciation, there's a limited edition Carroll Shelby cap. We look forward to listening to you on TV now in the commentary side of cricket things. And I think it's time, let's take you for your first ride in a Cobra.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. Like I said, it's a real privilege, and I'm really looking forward to this.
A little bit more power than your 1.6 Ford Sapphire.
A lot more. Yes, I see that on. So I can work fluke op.
Yeah. Yeah, so the thing with these cars, they are weather dependent. Some of them don't have roofs. So if you see a little bit of dark clouds building up, it's a good time to head home.
And head home a little bit quicker.
At least, if you've got a nice enough engine, you can beat the rain.
No, the power is absolutely immense. Wow. I've never felt something like this, ever.
I think the awesomeness about the car and the power is that you hear the power.
Yeah.
You're a part of the power. Where in an expensive car with a big engine, with windows and all of that, you struggle to feel the power of the car.
Yeah.
Where with a car like this, you feel the vibration, you feel the motor.
That's proper power. Oh,
And that's what Carroll Shelby was all about. He created a car with a massive engine, and he always said, the engine will never be too big. The only problem is you don't have traction.
yeah.
The bigger the motor, the less traction you have. But yeah, Henry, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Oh,
I hope it was a thrill.
definitely
I
was.
hope to see you on one of these soon.
I should have had my heart rate monitor on here.
Coming up after the break, we reveal the answer to our mystery question and tell you about the most unique Cobra ever built.
Cobra. Cobra.
Earlier in the show, we asked you how many original Cobras were ever built. And the answer is... only 998 Cobras were ever built, with 56 competition cars, 31 SC models, and only 2 Super Snakes. Let's take a closer look at why the Shelby Cobra Super Snake was the ultimate sports car of the 1960s. After returning from a European promotional tour, the Cobra 427 competition car, otherwise known as the CSX 3015, was selected for conversion into a street-legal race car. This car was one of the 56 620 HP Cobras 427s built for the 1965 racing season. It was given a windshield and a muffler. The engine was also detuned to produce 485 ponies, a very impressive figure taking the vehicle's weight into account. Carroll Shelby, being the man he was, had a different idea. He wanted to build the meanest Cobra, a Cobra to rule all Cobras. 2 giant superchargers allowed him to build his dream Cobra, aptly named the Super Snake. This car had no driver's assist features, with numbers so impressive that it still amazes today like it did in the 60s. The Shelby Cobra Super Snake is an iconic classic car. The massive boulder Shelby stuck underneath the hood was covered by a bulging bonnet scoop. Car engineering at its best allowed for 2 Paxton superchargers to work together on the same motor, a feat car builders can only have dreamt of. A custom car not intended for mass production, this car achieved a feat not matched by a lot of other cars. The CSX 3015, Shelby's personal car for decades, went under the hammer for the first time in 2007 at Barrett-Jackson's auction, fetching a cool 40,640,000 rand. In 2015, it went back to auction and was sold for 65,127,000 rand. 2021 saw the car at auction for the last time, fetching a whopping 93,610,000 rand. Labeled as a beast, the Shelby Cobra 427 SC was already making 485 horsepower. Adding 2 giant Paxton superchargers to the 7-litre V8 engine, it increased up to 800 horsepower. Shelby opted for a 3-speed autobox, and the car's impressive figures of 0 to 100 kilometers in about 3 seconds and a top speed of nearly 320 kilometers per hour, this 1962 classic could hold its own against most modern sports cars. A Cobra 427 competition model specifically designed for track racing, boasting a V8 engine and producing 620 ponies, turned into a Super Snake. Missing the 1965 racing season, unsold competition models were transformed into street-legal versions known as the SC models. A massive dose of adrenaline was injected into 2 of these SC models, making them the Super Snakes. A distinguishing feature of the Super Snake from any other vehicle is the lack of a production grille from the nose of the car. The car also featured no bumpers, and with a huge scoop hiding the superchargers, it stood out from the rest. What made the Super Snake a super performer was the incredible power-to-weight ratio that exceeded what most supercars can boast of. Weighing only 1,038 kilograms and with an 800 horsepower power plant, this car has a power-to-weight ratio of only 0.35. Let's put this into context. The Bugatti Veyron produces 1,082 horsepower. That has a power-to-weight ratio of 0.29. The Lamborghini Aventador has 0.22, with the McLaren Senna clocking in at 0.26. The higher the ratio means higher speed. The CSX 3015 was built for Shelby's own personal use, while the CXS 3303 was made as a gift for Shelby's close friend, the comedian Bill Cosby. Shelby sent someone to deliver the car to Cosby, who literally drove it around the block and then returned it. He found the car way too powerful and aggressive. That CXX 3303 ended up at a car dealership in San Francisco. The Cobra Super Snake is definitely one of the rarest American classics. A total of 898 Cobras were built, with 56 cars made competition models, 31 became SC models, and only 2 cars turned into Super Snakes. The CSX 3303 was sold to Tony Maxey. He died in the car when he went over a cliff into the Pacific Ocean after the throttle got stuck. The car was recovered and ended up in the UK, where it is now fully restored and now forms part of a private collection. With the Cobra being the most replicated car of all time, this Super Snake reigns supreme. To make the car as fast as possible, Shelby had to get rid of all things weight related. This meant flat door panels, flat dash, everything was function focused. Now for the kicker. This 800 Serpent had one major design flaw. It did not have safety belts. In next week's episode, we talk to rugby legend and commentator Nkobani Bobo, ask some more club members about their builds, take you on one of our runs, and give a very special lady something that's been on her bucket list for 74 years.
Oh, ek het so mooi geloop tot op die einde. Okay.
This week I'm giving all you need to do is okay. Or your inner child. This week I'm giving away this is a model
Peter, pumpkin eater. Why did I call you the full Montgomery? Are you friends of Percy Montgomery? I believe you are a German singer of note. Are you singing in German? Ich spreche kein Deutsch.
9.
8.
Better on.
You're f***ing around. 8 rond. A lot of the married guys, we've got our own swingers club. I think you'll definitely be a f***ing onwards. But onwards. Welcome to another episode.
As in bloopers.
Okay, we're celebrating with the cricket legend, nobody else than Herschel Getty.
Yeah, it was a 4-speed gearbox.
1.6.
Ja, dat is...
Dit is wat kar van 1.6. Hierdie Cobra se window washers.
Ja.
Is 1.8.
Yeah.
So jy het maar 'n 1.6 kar gehad.
Years ago. The first car, sorry. Bloopers.